You're listening to Elder Myths and Shadows, where forgotten tales breathe again. Top 5 terrifying creatures from Japanese folklore. Number 5. The Nopperabo, the faceless ghost. It always begins with a stranger. Someone sitting alone by a river. Someone you pass on a quiet road at dusk. Someone you almost recognize. They turn toward you, slowly, as though relieved you finally noticed them. Then you see it. Their face is gone. No eyes, no mouth, no trace of humanity at all. Just smooth, pale skin stretched across a shape where features should be. Your mind fights it. The body looks human. The posture looks familiar. But the blank void staring back unravels something inside you. Most people run, but the faceless ghost doesn't chase. It simply watches you fall apart. Legends say the Nopperabo is a shape-shifting yokai, a creature that mimics human forms with perfect precision. It waits until you feel safe, until you let your guard slip, and only then does its face melt away like candle wax. In that moment, you realize you weren't speaking to a person. You were speaking to a mask worn by something that doesn't breathe and doesn't need eyes to see you. Once it reveals itself, some say it starts to follow you. Not close, never loud, just far enough to make you doubt your own senses. A shape in a window reflection. Footsteps that stop when you stop. A presence that watches, patiently. Worse still, old tales claim that if you stare too long into its faceless void, your own features may begin to feel loose, as though something behind your skin is waiting to smooth everything away. Because the Nopperabo doesn't just show you what a person without a face looks like. It reminds you how easily yours could disappear. Number 4. Kuchisake Onna, the slit-mouthed woman. You hear her before you see her. Soft footsteps, perfectly matching your own. Not chasing, just following. A rhythm that slips into your heartbeat. Then she appears beneath a lonely street lamp. Long coat, dark hair, a medical mask covering her mouth, as though she's hiding something far worse. She steps closer and asks, "Do you think I'm beautiful?" If you say no, she kills you instantly. If you say yes, she reaches for her mask and removes it. Her mouth is torn open from ear to ear, a wound carved deep enough to reshape her entire face. She leans forward and whispers, "How about now?" Kuchisake Onna is not a wandering ghost. She is a curse repeating itself through time. A woman mutilated in life, returning in death to recreate her suffering in others. She hides behind beauty to lure you close. She reveals her wound to test your fear. And she punishes any answer you give, because none of them can save you. If you say no, she cuts you down. If you say yes, she slices your mouth open to match her own, a smile you were never meant to wear. Running doesn't help. Kuchisake Onna doesn't chase. She appears. A blink, and she's in front of you. Another, and she's behind you. Some say the only escape is to confuse her, to answer with something unexpected, a word like average. If your voice stays steady, she hesitates. But if fear trembles through your tone, her blade rises and her curse begins again. Her mask falls softly to the ground. Your footsteps fade into silence. And the slit-mouthed woman carves another unfinished smile into the night. Number 3. Jorogumo, the binding bride. She appears when you are alone. A beautiful woman in a silken kimono, standing near waterfalls, forest pools, or bridges draped in mist. Her eyes shimmer with warmth, and danger hidden beneath it. She invites weary travelers to rest. Her voice is soft, soothing, a lullaby woven from trust itself. And for a moment, you forget the warnings, that beauty in the wild is often camouflage, that some creatures imitate humanity only long enough to lower your guard. Jorogumo smiles, and the forest holds its breath. The truth is older than language. Jorogumo is not a woman at all, but a yokai spider that has lived for centuries, growing powerful enough to weave illusions from fear and desire. When the facade falls away, her human form twists with graceful horror. Silk threads spill from her fingers like strands of moonlight, wrapping around her victim's wrists, their throat, their chest. Her kimono opens like the petals of a carnivorous flower, revealing the monstrous body beneath. A giant spider with eyes that gleam in the dark, each one reflecting your terror back at you from a slightly different version of the world. The illusion was never meant to seduce. It was meant to bind. Once the threads touch your skin, escape becomes impossible. They tighten slowly, not enough to kill at first, only enough to hold you perfectly still as she decides what to do with you. Some victims are drained slowly, their life unraveling thread by thread. Others are wrapped in silk cocoons, hidden deep within her lair, alive just long enough to understand what waits for them. And in every version of the story, the final thing they see is Jorogumo's face. Still beautiful, still smiling, a mask stretched over the hunger beneath. Because the binding bride does not chase her prey, she invites it and waits for it to step willingly into her web. Number 2, the Gashadokuro, the starving skeleton. It begins with a sound you cannot place, a faint rattling in the distance, bones clicking together in the wind. Too slow to be footsteps, too heavy to be anything human. The ground vibrates, the trees tremble, and then you see it, rising over the horizon. A giant skeleton, towering dozens of feet tall, its empty eye sockets glowing with faint, predatory fire. The Gashadokuro. Born from the bodies of those who died with unending hunger, famine victims, abandoned soldiers, wandering souls who starved in silence. Their rage fuses together, creating a single monstrous spirit with an appetite deeper than death itself. The Gashadokuro moves with impossible quiet for its size, approaching villages under the cover of darkness. It leans down slowly, as if listening for a heartbeat, and when it finds one, the creature strikes with terrifying precision. It grabs victims in a single skeletal hand, lifting them toward its enormous jaw, and bites down with a crunch that echoes across the night sky. Some legends say it drinks the blood of its victims. Others say it swallows them whole. But all agree on one thing. You never hear it coming until it is far too late. When a Gashadokuro appears, it does not stop hunting until every trace of hunger within it is quieted, a task that may take hours or decades. Villagers once believed the only protection was a shrine bell or sacred charm, but even those often failed when the creature's starvation burned too fiercely. And as dawn approaches, the giant skeleton begins to crumble, its bones dissolving into the wind like ash, leaving no trace behind. But the rage that formed it never truly dies. It waits. It gathers. And when enough souls perish in hunger once again, the rattling returns. The earth trembles, and the starving skeleton rises to feed one more time. Number 1. Teke teke. It begins with a sound you cannot explain. a sharp, metallic scraping, moving across concrete in short, rapid bursts. Teke, teke, teke. Not footsteps, not breathing. Something dragging itself forward with startling speed. Then you see her. A woman's upper body, pale and twisted, pulling herself along the ground using only her elbows. Her lower half is gone, cut cleanly in two. Her hair hangs over her face, but her eyes are wide, frantic, hungry, locked onto yours the moment you meet her gaze. She doesn't crawl, she lunges, fast enough to blur, fast enough to cross a street in a single heartbeat. Teke, teke, teke. The sound of bones striking the ground. Your warning, your countdown. Teke Teke's story begins with tragedy. A young woman pushed onto train tracks, her body severed in an instant. But the legend says she didn't die right away. She pulled herself forward with her arms, dragging what remained of her body across the rails, trying desperately to call for help as the train thundered away into the night. When she finally died, her spirit never left the tracks. It learned to move. It learned to hunt. It learned to return the violence that created it, again and again and again. Now she appears anywhere the boundary between fear and darkness is thin. Deserted stations, empty alleyways, quiet school grounds after sunset. Always dragging herself forward. Always searching for the legs she lost. If Teke Teke catches you, there is no struggle, no scream, no second chance. She moves with blinding speed, rising abruptly on her elbows until her face hangs inches from yours. Some say she asks a single question, something simple, almost childish. Where are my legs? Others say she says nothing at all, that she only watches your terror before drawing a rusted blade and slicing you in half with one violent swing. Because in every version of the myth, Teke Teke does not kill out of hunger, or rage, or vengeance. She kills for symmetry. Anyone who sees her must become like her. And after she's done, another scraping sound echoes through the night. As she drags herself onward, still searching, still hunting, still whispering her name in every strike against the ground. Teke, Teke, Teke. Thank you for listening. Please like and subscribe. Comment what topic you'd like to see next. Another whisper awaits, if you dare.